So this is the first page visible when we open Tableau desktop. Currently, we are using 2023.2 version. So first, let's understand what are the objects on the Tableau landing page. So we have a connect pane here on the left side. So this is the connect pane from where we will be connecting different type of data sources to connect with Tableau. Here we have open where we'll be able to view the work done by us, which can be already used workbooks or pending workbooks, which are work done by us or opened by Tableau desktop. So below to that, we have accelerators and an option for more accelerators. These are already custom or pre-built dashboards, which are already available, and these are directly downloaded into our system when we install Tableau desktop. So these are already pre-built dashboards wherein we can straight away click on them and explore and learn from them. To the right side, we have Discover. The Tableau is providing some resources to get started with Tableau and along with some tour of Tableau environment and how to connect to the feeds and prepare data. Below to that, we have resources. So we have Tableau blueprint, which is a full explanation of all the options available in Tableau. Below to that, we have a wonderful community of Tableau forums wherein you can ask your doubts. And we already discussed the intro of the accelerators. We view all of these parts in detail in today's sessions, and we can also write the blogs, but currently we can read the blogs if you have at least of Tableau ambassador recognition. You cannot write a blog, otherwise you have to directly email to Tableau to post a blog on Tableau. To the below, we have the version of the Tableau which is available here. If your version is not the latest version, you'll get an option here, if like at the part of explore now option, where you'll get to download the latest version option. So from here also you can download the latest. Let's start with the first option which is available, the landing page. If I click on this landing page, we'll be moved to the worksheet level, this icon. Just below to that, we have connect option to Tableau server, wherein if we use this option, it will be asking the link to the Tableau server. So if you have access directly or your database is directly Tableau server or Tableau online, you can use this HTTPS link option and connect to the server and connect to the data sources which are already published to the Tableau server or Tableau online. So just below to that, we have 2A file. These are the standalone files which are available in our system, wherein we can use these options to connect to a local file which is available in our local desktop. So these are the files which we can connect there straight away. These are Microsoft Excel. We can connect the text file, JSON file, all these different types of files. If you want to connect a .csv file, then you need to select a text file option to connect to a .csv file. If you want to select the file directly, you can click on more and you can go to documents. You'll have a Tableau repository here, data sources. So you'll have the data sources which are like by default available in the Tableau repository. Or you can select any file which is downloaded by you by directly selecting the location of the file. Below of that, we have 2A server option, wherein we can connect to a servers. These are the most commonly used servers, the 4 which are displayed on the top. First, you have to go to more option here. So here you have 72 installed connectors, wherein you can click on them and directly connect with the relevant data sources if you have access to those data. So first, say let's select Snowflake. Yeah. So this is how we'll select the database and it will give the access to the link to download the database. From there, we'll be able to download the same following the instructions given. Like this, we can connect many types of databases like Google Drive. We can connect with Google Sheets also, and we have ODBC and JDBC drivers, wherein if any of the database is not mentioned here, you can use either JDBC or ODBC to install the connectors and then connect to the relevant data sources. And just below to that, we have saved data sources, which we already discussed that Tableau is also providing some of the data sources whenever we install Tableau. So these are the three saved data sources available along with Tableau Desktop. We'll be practicing on sample superstore and EU superstore along with world indicators. Select sample superstore here. So this is how we'll be able to view the data sources. So let's go back to landing page again. So to the right side, we have discover. So you can explore all these options available in the right side of the discover and resources. So let's discuss now about accelerators. So if I am selecting accelerators per store, so this is the dashboard which is available in the first accelerator. So if you want to go through the dashboard, you can unhide all the sheets so that you'll be able to see all the sheets and then explore them from the dashboard, or you can straight away click on them and learn some of the insights straight away using these sample accelerator dashboard. So this is how we'll be using the accelerators, and let us learn more on accelerators. So if you click on more accelerators here, right side of the accelerators, you'll be able to use more accelerators. Then you have some specific options. Yeah. So these are the different accelerators available, different types of dashboards. You can select the categories here. So here, let's select digital and social media. Let us select this one. We can select the language also. Let's go with English. Executive KPI dashboard. So these are the description of the selected dashboard which you have done this, and you'll have also launch demo here. And if you click on this, you'll be able to view this dashboard and customize this dashboard also. Let's jump on to Tableau landing page. It is taking time to load. Apart from these visible details, we also have some of the information on the file menu, wherein we can connect to a new file, new workbook using the new option. We can also use this shortcuts mentioned here. And we can also open the same option which is available on the mid space of the landing page is also available here, and hide the start page. And we can also directly visit the repository location from this option also. To the just right side of it, we have a specific option wherein we can paste the data directly to Tableau. We'll be discussing that in data source page. Server option, we can straight away sign in to the server from this option also, and give the link details of the server and then connect to server using the credentials. From here, from the Tableau public, if you are working with the Tableau public, you can use this option to open your Tableau public account and manage it straight away from the desktop. So these are the different options available in the Tableau landing page. So whenever we connect a SQL server here using this option, we'll be able to straight away log in. In the system, we already have default Windows authentication. After connecting to sample superstore, let me show you again. So if I are double clicking on sample superstore, we'll be directly directed into the worksheet level, and let's move on to data source page. So as we are already using the data sources which are provided by Tableau, relationship is straight away found in the Tableau canvas page, data source canvas page. So before going to that, let's have the terminology which is used in the Tableau for the Tableau data source page. On the data source page also, we have this is the left pane in the Tableau data source page. Right of that, we have Tableau data source page canvas, wherein we will be joining different tables in the canvas using joins, unions, relationships, and even blending also is performed in the Tableau canvas itself. And we also have a type of connection established while connecting the data sources, that is live and extract options. Just right to that, we have data source filters, which we'll be discussing in detail. Here we have a view of data. Currently, we are able to see 100 rows. And here we can also see we have 20 columns out of 10,000 rows, which is available in the orders table. If I'm clicking on this, we can also view the rest of the tables, that is orders people, returns, and just below to that, we have something called orders people, orders return. And there is one more important part wherein we can customize using, when we are dealing with MS Excel files, we have named ranges in Tableau. So this will be also discussing with example. And just below to that, we have union option. If we want to perform union over different tables, we will be using this option. So these are the different options available in Tableau data source page. So on the top of that, we have like Control Z button or back button. We can move forward or backward on the operations. We can also save using this shortcut, and the option just right to that is a refresh option. If we want to perform, we have different types of options to connect different data sources. So we have initially Tableau has used joins to combine one or more tables, where we were restricted only to join from the same data sources, table from the same data sources. If you want to do a join currently, let's remove this people's table. And returns table. So as we are in the latest version, the layer which we are dealing with currently is a logical layer, which is pertaining to relationships. So if we want to perform joins currently, we need to double click on the table. As for now, we have orders table in the data canvas. So I'm double clicking on orders table. Now we have gone to the physical layer of Tableau data source page canvas. So here we'll be able to perform joins and unions. So let me bring people's table here. Like this, we'll be able to perform all the 4 types of joins, that is inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join. So if you want to do that operation, you have to simply click on the pie charts, which are here with symbols, and you can select the type of the join wherein you want to connect the data. So as you already know, when we are combining 2 tables using joining, a new table is formed. We have joined these 2 tables using a region column here. So we can use different columns and join both the tables and perform a join. And if I'm closing this physical layer, we'll be again move to the logical layer of tab. If we want to perform relationships, now I can bring the returns table straight away. The line which is rotating with the returns table is called noodle. We'll be connecting these 2 tables using relationship when we click on the noodle option here. Below to that, we'll have wherein we have selected a common column in the joins. This is the option which is available for the relationship. Here we will be adding the common columns wherein we need to combine 2 different tables. Joins again, here also we can, in joins, we can also perform self join also. If I want to bring the orders table straight away here, we can do that. And we can combine this on the order ID from this side and order ID from the right side. Okay, this is hidden. So like this, we can also perform a self join also in Tableau. So this is how we'll be using joins, and we'll be also going further more details in joins and difference between joins and relationships. Along with that, we'll be also dealing with blending. Just to have an intro, let's connect a new file from the data source page itself. So if I want to connect a new file using blending, we need to go with the option new data source here. And then I'm selecting sample EU Superstore. Then we'll be able to view the same data sources here or in the worksheet level. You'll be able to see at the top of the left pane. So this is how we'll be doing blending in Tableau. We'll be also discussing the properties and the options available in relationships along with joins and unions in the coming classes. For today, let's discuss on the part of live and extract connection. To understand the difference between live and extract connection, a simple way is whenever a file is connected directly to Tableau desktop, it is by default in a live connection, except if it is a published data source or extract data source. So whenever we are directly connecting to any file, it is by default in live connection. So the use of extract is whenever we are dealing with huge amount of data. For suppose, let's say if we have 10 million rows of data and we want to connect that to Tableau. Actually, it should be, Tableau can handle pretty much well. But let's say if you have 10 million or 50 million or 60 million of data. So if you are working on that data in a live connection, you will not be able to develop properly because there is a lot of performance issue when compared to extract. So what does this extract actually do? Whenever we use this option, Tableau will create a snapshot of the data, which is available in the actual data, and it will store in the local system as .hyper file extension. So .hyper is a Tableau data engine, which is specifically designed to perform faster. Along with that, it has a specific functionality which also increases the usage of system usage also by default. So whenever you are dealing with a huge amount of data, you can also see on the right side of the screen that your task manager will be showing completely loaded with Tableau to the highest potential. So this is the use of .hyper file, which is specifically designed the huge amount of data sets. At the same time, you will be able to have the copy in your local system as .hyper file. Just right to that, you have extract filters. If you click on the edit option, you have extract filters. And here you can add the filters on different rows, or currently here in the select field, you'll have columns where you can select the columns. First, say, let's say I'm selecting order date here and years. If I am selecting only 2 years here and clicking on this, we can also aggregate the data before performing the extract. So this filter is used to filter the data and perform the extract. Here we also have option to do the full refresh and incremental refresh. And based on the top of the orders column or three different tables which are available here. So let's do this incremental refresh. So currently I'm selecting orders table and based on order date. So if I am using this incremental refresh, now whenever I am refreshing my data as an extract refresh, only the tables which are identified as new rows on the orders date, then only the extract will be like incremental refresh will be happening and the new rows will be added to our extract. Otherwise, they'll not be added. And if you are not selecting anything, we'll be having the full extract refresh. And the last option, which is hide all unused fields, is used when you want to when you have completed all the development in Tableau desktop and you want to hide the fields which are unused, then you can use this option and then generate the extract so that it will have less data so that it will be updated to server very fastly with good performance. So these are the different options available in extract and extract filter. As we discussed, we have data source filters. So this data source filter is available for live connection and extract connection. But if you want to perform an extract filter, you need to definitely have in the extract option. So here you can just add the columns here. You don't have much options like extract filter. So you need to give the column. Let's go with country or region. I'm selecting both central and east regions. So this is how we will be using data source filters in Tableau. So just below to that, we have data, which give more details about the data or the tables which you have connected now. We have 31 fields here. So we have an option to select the logical tables and relationships. And just right to that, we have settings option, wherein we can show the aliases or we can hide the hidden fields or show the hidden fields. We can have the sort orders also. And just right to that, we have a collapse option wherein we can straight away hide the data and directly see the Canva page itself. This option is very useful when you are dealing with schemas. If you have more than 10 to 15 tables to connect in the schema, like in the current cluster, we have only orders table, people's table, and returns table. Like this, if we have 10 to 15 tables or more than that, then this option is very much useful. Click on this, we'll be able to see entire data on the left side arrow. Here we have many different options here. So just before that, we have data below the headers. These are the headers which are called like metadata, which contains the information of the data about the data. So these are the column names which are available in the data. And to the left side of it, we have furthermore information about the metadata, wherein we have data types and the name of the table, field name and table name, and remote field name. If we are dealing with servers, then this is very important because you'll be able to know what is the remote field name in the server. So in that case, you'll be easily able to identify what is the actual column name in Tableau with respect to the data server column name. These are the different options available here. Currently, as we are dealing with data, so let's know more about data. So whenever we are dealing with any type of tool or language, we need to learn very important thing, that is how the data is processed by the tool. So to understand data, we are dividing all the data available into 7 different forms, that is 7 different types of data types in Tableau. If we have the hash symbol, this is an integer data type, or it can be denoted for the decimal data types. Likewise, if you have the symbol of ABC, then it is a string data type. And if you have a calendar with time, it's a date and time data type. And if you have only calendar without time, it's a date data type. Likewise, we have a Boolean data type, longitude and latitude data types, and a cluster data type, wherein all others like pictures, images, all these are classified into cluster data type. So these are the 7 different types of data types, and each has a symbol. And there are some more images here. This is for group. If you see equal symbol just before any icon, you can assume it is a calculated field. So we'll be discussing about the calculated fields. For a brief, a calculated field is a custom-made field by the user to give more insights in the data based on already available columns. So these are the different fields, and we have a bin options. This is the icon for the bin option. So these are the different types of data types wherein Tableau will recognize the data which is connected to a table into these 7 data types. So whatever data available in the Excel file or SQL servers, all the data is categorized into these 7 categories. So each category has a specific property. So whenever we are dealing with integer or whole, if you want to convert that data type into another data type, let's say if I'm converting this integer data type into date data type, we need to have a clear clarity whether we will be able to get the data as null or whether we will be able to see some meaningful result. So this is the practice which you need to today as the practice, because you need to have a clear clarity on which data type, if you convert to another data type, is giving a meaningful output or it is giving a irrelevant output. So if I am seeing this, I have converted this row ID into date and I have got some dates field, it is not relevant to the data. So let's say if I have converted again this integer data type to string. So I'm showing this very clearly because you need to explore the rest of the data types, and we'll discuss what is the benefit of converting one data type to another. And sometimes Tableau will not be able to recognize some of the data types. For suppose, let's say row ID is an integer, but somewhere in the middle of row ID you have a string. Then automatically Tableau will detect it as a string. So you have to deal with that in conversions using calculations. So for that purpose, you need to know which type of data is giving relevant conversion, even though when it is converted. So I have the same data, but it is in a string data. So it is giving the relevant information. Let's say with the string data, here I'm converting this into, so automatically I'll get nulls here because we don't have an option here to convert this string data type to integer, because the data is not relevant to integer. These are the some of the properties you need to explore today, and then we'll go into rest of the options available in the data manipulation of the data source page. And let me know if you have any doubts on Tableau in the comment section below. Until next video, happy visualizing.